There are some absolutely wild things going on in the NBA right now, and I'm here because I want to talk about all of them. We got Joel Embiid punching refs in the face. I don't care what you think about Joel Embiid, not even a little bit. I don't care. But if you think Joel Embiid was in the wrong in that specific situation, not punching a ref, I'm sorry, punching a reporter. I don't care what you think about Joel Embiid, but if you think he was wrong in that situation by punching that reporter, you're an idiot. I think he said something about like his dead brother and his dead uncle or something like that. It was something like that. I might be tripping out. I might be forgetting exactly who he was talking about, but he disrespected somebody in Joel Embiid's family, and I'm pretty sure one of the two people he disrespected was dead, maybe both. I would have done the same thing if I was Joel Embiid. There are certain topics that if you bring up as to a man, if you make fun of as a man, there are certain things that a man isn't going to allow. I'm not going to allow another man to call my girlfriend the B word. I'm not going to let her say, "Oh yeah, that's your B word." No, it's not. That's my girl. That's my woman. That's not my beat. No, I'm never going to let you talk trash about my girl. I'm never going to let you say nothing about my mama. And like, if you make it a yo mama joke and you're somebody that's super close to me, that's different. But if you're a random person, you're not saying nothing about my mama, my brother, my girl, nobody that I love and care about. Lord forbid, let them be dead. Let you talk about somebody that's super close to me. You don't even have to be super close to me. It could be my fifth cousin that I never met. You talk about somebody in my family that's dead, I would have punched you too, and I don't care. I don't care what the fine would be. I don't care if he would lose his job. I don't care if he got to spend a night in the county jail. I would have punched him too. But there is so much going on in the association right now. Now that that's out of the way, because I did want to talk about that, because I'm someone that is a Joel Embiid critic when it comes to like basketball and everything like that, and maybe like his mental strength when it comes to hooping and everything like that. But in that specific situation, I'm with you 100,000% of the way, Joel Embiid. I'm the same way with Jason Kelsey, who smashed that kid's phone. Well, not kid, I think it was a college student. Smashed a college student's phone while because he said something about Travis being an F slur. Um, he didn't punch him. He just smashed his phone. Y'all acted like people all mad, but bro, I'm sorry. If you're somebody that's mad at Jason Kelsey or Joel Embiid right now, you soft as hell. But anyways, because so much is going on in the association right now, now that I've yapped about, current events, I'm going to give you my three biggest takeaways from the start of the NBA season so far. My keys on this windowsill right here just moved by themselves. I don't know if y'all heard that or if y'all could see it in the camera while I couldn't see it, but I heard it and I almost had a heart attack, okay? But all right. These aren't like in any order, like, oh, this is a bigger problem than this, or this is something I noticed more than this is something I care about more than this. It's not like that. Like, this isn't that type of video. They're not ranked in that order. I'm just listing them off one, two, three, the first three things I thought of as huge takeaways from the season so far. And the first one, and this one probably is the most glaring one to me, Doc Rivers has to go, and the Bucks have a lot of problems even after he goes. This team has too good of a duo to be sitting at 1-5, tied with the worst record in the league with the Pistons. You are tied for the worst record in the league through 6 games with the Detroit Pistons, who have one player that's good at basketball and a bunch of players around him that don't compliment him. You're with the team that lost 28, 29, 26 something straight games last year. You have the same record as them right now through 6 games, while you have Giannis Antetokounmpo, an arguably top 3 player in the world, and you have Damian Lillard, one of the top 5 shooters of all time. I looked down because my phone got a notification. It was just a Canvas notification. It's Sunday. People are doing those discussion posts and everything like that. As you see, I have work at 3. It's only 1:19 right now, but I have work at 3. Got to get me a few little 6-hour shift in or something like that. Anyways, this team has lost 5 straight games, including losses to the Nets and the Bulls, and Giannis is averaging 31 and 12 rebounds, while Dame is averaging 26, 5 boards, and 7 assists. This team should not be this bad when you have those guys complimenting each other well and putting in those type of numbers, bro. Putting up those type of numbers on a night in, night out basis. You should not be 1-5, especially when you've lost to teams like the Nets and the Bulls. No. There is no possible way. I'm sorry. You gotta blame the depth. You gotta blame the coaching. Now, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Dame Giannis connection has been perfect to start the season. I don't know that they really like each other as people. I'm not sure that they really enjoy playing with each other as much as they thought they would, especially Giannis. But they're putting up numbers. They're doing what you asked them to do in terms of numbers and efficiency on the field, on the court. Dame, I remember he had one bad game the other day. He might have had 2, but the averages are really good. Giannis has been playing like an MVP, and you're 1-6 or 1-5. I blame Doc Rivers. I blame the lack of depth, and I blame the second apron because, bro, This team with those two contracts has got like a 50 million, a 30 million, and then there's Chris Middleton's contract, bro. That team with those contracts, it's making it impossible for them to even get good role players. They're not gonna be like the Celtics who have a Derek White and who have a Porzingis and who have a Al Horford coming off the bench with Peyton Pritchard who doesn't miss at the end of a shot clock, or I mean at the end of a quarter. You're not gonna be like the Nuggets who had KCP and Bruce Brown. You're not gonna be like the Warriors who had Wiggins and Clay and Draymond. You don't have those supporting pieces now. Don't get me wrong. Chris Middleton's eventual return will help. It should help. But right now, this team looks like a bunch of old broken down cars in the hood, sitting in an abandoned garage while there's a Benz and a Lambo sitting outside parked just ready to go. This team is bottom 10 defensively by the numbers. They're below middle of the pack offensively by the numbers. And they're 1-5 with two players that are playing exactly the way you asked them to play when you got them. Now, a lot of this blame, I've seen people saying, oh, well, they feel bad for Giannis. Why? Before last offseason, if you wanted to say you feel bad for Giannis, I'm not mad at you. But, bro, Giannis asked them to get rid of Coach Budenholzer by all accounts. Or at least was with the idea. They got rid of him. Giannis didn't like Adrian Griffin. He wanted them to get rid of him. But what did they do? They got rid of him. Hired Doc Rivers, which was a move that he seemed to be super ecstatic about at the time. Y'all remember them dancing around on the court pregame? That you asked them to get a shooter like Damian Lillard, and then they traded Drew Holiday to do it. Now you're 1-5. Firing Budenholzer and then Adrian Griffin a few months apart were two of those Giannis-driven mistakes that are proving to be absolutely detrimental and deadly for the Bucks right now. It's looking really bad for them. I'm not gonna lie to you, like it's looking really bad. My boss had texted me, that's why I was looking down again. But yeah, that's the most glaring thing to me is that the Bucks have a whole lot of problems, and it's time for Doc Rivers to be gone and maybe never coach in this league again as a head coach. Number two, things that have stood out to me this season, some of my biggest takeaways this season, the entire Eastern Conference standings. Like, literally all of it. In the East, right, we expected a few teams to be very good. I'm talking about, like, by very good, I mean around 50 wins, like 48 or more wins, around there. Those teams, you had the Celtics, the Cavs, the Knicks, the Sixers, the Magic. So you might have included the Pacers or somebody else like that. And as of right now, the only two teams in the Eastern Conference that are even above 500 by more than one game are the Cavs and the Celtics. The Knicks and the Heat are one game above 500. Everybody else in the Eastern Conference is 500 or worse. There's 4 teams above 500. 2 of them are only above by one game. And the rest of the Eastern Conference is 500 or worse. I don't know if that should tell you that these players are just playing like ass. Maybe that should tell you that the Eastern Conference is just a tough place to play. I don't know what it should tell you, but that's insane. You got the Pacers sitting over here as the 10 seed while the 76ers are the 13 seed, and then you got the Bucks at 14. Oh, and not only do you have that, the Wizards, the Bulls, and the Nets are all at the very minimum play-in teams right now. Those are all 3, I think, top 8 or 9 seeds in the Eastern Conference right now. What? While you have teams with superstars, with MVPs like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Joel Embiid. Granted, Joel and Paul George haven't played, but still they've looked terrible. You've got teams with Giannis and Joel Embiid losing. You've got teams like Giannis and with teams with people like Giannis and Joel Embiid having only one win through 6 or 5 games, sitting at the 13 and 14 seeds. And then my final big takeaway from the season so far, we're only 2 weeks in, we're about 2 weeks in now, I think, is that the Warriors are kind of elite. Like, they're 5-1, they're leading the league in point differential. They are the 3 seed in the West right now. The only teams above them are the Thunder, who I believe are still undefeated, and Dallas? No, Dallas isn't above them. I think it's them and Phoenix. I'm pretty sure it's the Thunder who are still undefeated in Phoenix. And Cameron's notifications again, bro. Like, look at this. My goodness. Anyways, yeah. Let me go look and make sure. I don't look like an idiot. Let me go look and make sure, because I had the standings up just a little bit ago, and I want to see, make sure I'm right. It's the Thunder who are 6-0, and the Suns who are 5-1, and then just below them is just below the Warriors is the Lakers who are 4-2, and the Mavericks who are 3-2. The Golden State Warriors are the 3 seeds who's through 6 games, and you may be thinking, well, I mean, yeah, maybe they've had like a cupcake schedule. Well, they overcame a 20-point deficit versus the Pelicans. Then they beat the Pelicans again. And then they beat the Rockets. And you're thinking, okay, I mean, those are good teams. If the Pelicans are injured and the Rockets are still a young team. They did all of that without Steph Curry. Are you impressed now? They did all of that without Steph Curry, a top 5 player in NBA history. Top 5, top 6 player in NBA history. Has been out in all 3 of those games, and they won all 3 of them, even after being down 20 in one of them. Buddy Hield looks like a better version of Clay. He's averaging 22.2 points per game, which leads the team, and he's shooting 50-50-90 splits. He's been the leading scorer in 5 of their 6 games. Draymond's not punching people. Like, this is easily looking like the best team in ball. Not the best. No, that's not what I meant to say. This is easily looking like the deepest team in ball right now. Can you imagine when Steph Curry was playing? He wasn't playing like Steph Curry. He wasn't playing like Steph Curry in those last 2 games of the Olympics. He was playing like Steph Curry in the qualifiers and stuff. Imagine when he gets that supernova Steph going, how good this team can look. And now Steve Kerr's been playing like some wild rotations. He's been having like full bench lineups, and he's been playing like 12-man rotations somewhat. Yeah, but like when Steph's back, that's going to be remedied. And come playoff time, if Buddy Hield can keep producing like this, I think they're going to be able to get just enough production from the bench that they'll be fine. So yeah, bro, the NBA season's been absolutely wild. I'm so happy Hoops is back, bro. There's so much left in this NBA season that I can't wait to see. I want to see which teams are real. Like, are the Warriors real? I want to see which teams are really ass. Like, are the Bucks and the 76ers really ass? We're going to be learning a lot of this stuff soon. How long do y'all think Doc Rivers will have a job for? And, yeah, a nice little Sunday video. Y'all haven't gotten that in a few months. So, yeah, I'm going to go clock into work now. And I love y'all. Thank you for watching.